Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I'm your host, Ron Dichter. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our community. And I want to also take a moment and thank all of you that have liked, commented, and most importantly, shared this. I put this message out there 5 days a week. I do it because I believe entrepreneurs are the people that can change the world and make it a better place. And I myself am a 30-year entrepreneur. And while I don't have the answer to everything, I certainly can give you what's at least inside of my brain, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and share that out with you to hopefully help you in your journey. And so please take a moment and share it with someone else that you think might benefit as well. Today, I want to get into it and I want to talk about childhood. And I want to ask everybody an honest question. You know, if you're an adult and you're listening to this and you think back to what you wanted to be when you were this age, whatever age you are you doing the thing that when you were a child, you said you wanted to be? My guess is that the vast, vast majority of us, including myself, are not doing the thing that we thought we would be doing or wanted to be doing when we were a child. Maybe many of us wanted to be professional athletes or actors or musicians or a doctor or an astronaut. And maybe you had these huge aspirational goals of what you wanted to do. And at that time, you heard from your parents, from your teachers, from anyone else, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. And if you believe in yourself and you work hard enough, you can achieve anything that you want to accomplish. So if you want to be a professional athlete, work hard, practice, become the best that you can, become a student of it. If you want to become an actor, a musician, study your craft, practice, put in the time. If you want to become a doctor, get good grades, go to a good college, all these things were told that were possible. So what happened? At what point in our life did everyone go from saying something is possible to saying you can't do that? You're too old. You're too, whatever. And you're not able to do that now. Like, why did that happen? And if you think about life, it might be short when you look at it from a hindsight standpoint, but it's really long when you look at it from where you are and where you still have to go. So for someone to tell you what you are or are not capable of, I don't know if I buy into that. And why, as a child, are we told, chase your dreams, you can do anything you want, put your head down, work really hard, and you can achieve those goals. Yet somewhere along the journey, whether it was in college or whether it was right after college, we're told, hey, you need to get serious now, get your head out of the clouds and start focusing on, what's real and what's achievable. You have responsibility now. And I believe that there are some things that happen in our life that manufacture this feeling that we can no longer chase dreams and we now have to focus on, what's certain. And what I can tell you is that what is certain is never going to push the envelope of what is possible. You're only doing what you know or what someone has shown you is totally achievable. But when you're a kid, you're told you can do all those things. So why does that change? Now, obviously, there are physical limitations, right? Me being 50 years old, if I said, hey, I want to become a professional running back in the NFL, that's probably not a realistic scenario for me, only because I don't think my body could take it. And they get one hit from those big linebackers and I would buckle and call it a day. But there are other things where, you can reinvent yourself and start a new career and do something different and chase, what maybe you believed you could do at a different part of your life, but someone told you, somewhere along the lines, you changed and you weren't able to do that. And so I think today I really just want to ask everyone honestly, like, when you were a child, let's just for argument's sake, say you wanted to be a professional golfer and that was your goal. You're 5 years old, 9 years old, whatever it is, and you want to become a professional golfer, and you're told by all of your family and all of your peers and all of your teachers, okay, you got to practice every day. You got to put in the time. You got to study, what a proper golf swing is and visualize what you think can happen. And I have been there, not necessarily in golf, but I can picture the scene where you're sitting on the putting green and in your mind as a child, you're saying, okay, here I am. I'm Tiger Woods. I'm lining up this putt and I'm going to win the Masters if I can get this in. And you're literally visualizing yourself as Tiger Woods or yourself, in Tiger Woods' body, making that putt to win the Masters. But when we get older, that goes away. And maybe we had some failures that derailed us. And maybe those failures made us question our own ability. Maybe we gave up on our dreams because we had responsibilities that we felt we couldn't take those risks anymore. Whatever that scenario is, I think that the limitations that we have now set on ourselves are manufactured. And I think the limitations that, we as humans, kind of confine ourselves to are societal, perceptions of what you should or shouldn't do. But when we were a kid, nobody said what we could or couldn't do. Everything was possible. You'd build a cardboard box rocket ship and play like you're an astronaut, and nobody said anything about it. But if you go as an adult and you go do something, where you're visualizing, this new business, this dream, whatever it is you have to come true, and you start to build it, people look at you like you're crazy. Like, why are you wasting your time? You're too old for this. You're not smart enough. You can't do this. And you start to question yourself. So I really think that if we remember what it was like to be a child and how free and how open and how really anything was possible in our brain, and we apply that to our current life, I think we will get so much of the distractions, so much of the noise, so much of the things that are negatively impacting our ability to grow and, really be better, will get out of the way simply because these societal manufactured, constraints that we now have on ourselves go away. So today is all about reclaiming your youth, not physically, but mentally. Reclaiming your youth, being, not afraid of what other people think, not afraid of, what happens if you fail, not afraid to try things, and just visualize what you want to be, visualize where you want to be, and visualize the path to get there. And then put your head down, and just like your teachers told you, just like your parents told you, work your butt off. Put in the time, create a plan, master your craft, master what it is you're doing. And if you do those things and you put blinders onto everything else, I think you'll be truly amazed what you can accomplish. So today, it's all about being young again. And this is your permission to go be free, go be youthful. Don't worry about what everyone thinks. Focus on what you believe to be possible. Put your head down, work your butt off, make it happen. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope you find this helpful. I'm going to tune out now and go be a child in my mind and start visualizing what I want to do. And I hope you do the same. Thanks again. This is Projecting Grandeur, and I'm Ron Dichter. Have a good day.